Hello, everybody. Welcome to...
Sorry, we forgot that part. You didn't let me clap. Okay, hold on. Ready?
Freddie,
5,
get your stuff
4.
together, Freddie. Come on, hurry. Way to get it right.
All right.
I think you clap first.
Oh.
Okay, wait.
Stop talking.
Come on!
5, 4.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to...
Oh my god.
I forgot the dang podcast name.
Thane.
Welcome to Life is Daijoubu. You know what? You should leave that all in just for comedy. That was...
Editor Jamie.
Comedy.
Thanks, Editor Jamie, behind the camera.
Anyways, I am Thane, the anime man. Just kidding. I'm not Australian or handsome.
Wait.
You can't steal his name.
Yeah, I'm Thane, the anime guy.
You're saying the anime
Who's texting me? Shut up.
connoisseur. Oh, I better turn my phone on.
Oh, it's Marco Polo.
Vibrate as well.
Nah, they can't
Is it
hear
Marco
it.
Polo dead? How did you get a hold of that?
Wasn't he like an explorer?
It's
Saying
an
you
app.
time traveled.
Time
It's
traveling.
an app.
He traveled
My
back in
family
time,
uses
gave
it.
Marco Polo a cell phone, and said, "Text me."
Yeah.
He said,
He said,
Text
"Now,
me.
now you are God. You can communicate with the
Yeah.
future."
My family uses this weird, obscure app to like do messages. It's like, can't we just all text like normal or do Snapchat?
Snapchat's just the best for
Yeah.
sending videos. That's my hot take. I think everything else sucks.
Yeah, like I love Snapchat because you don't have to pay a premium fee to send messages or look at old past messages, even though Snapchat can't really do that. But you could still save them. Marco Polo, you can't save them. You can't send text messages, and you can't look at old ones, even though Snapchat disappears. You have to pay a fee for all that, and I'm like, why can't?
Paywall.
Yeah, paywall. Snapchat literally has no paywall. Well, it probably paywalls some things, but most of its features are free. So, yeah.
"I'm Cole."
Oh, Cole, right. Sorry, I let on a little rant about Marco Polo there for a second.
That's Skylar.
No, I want Thane to introduce me. You're not the host.
That's Skylar.
Okay, now do me.
That's Cole. This is Thane.
And you've been watching Disney Channel.
What would be the equivalent of the anime version of the Disney Channel, like the Mickey Mouse logo that you would do with the for like the Disney Channel stuff?
It's kind of like the Rad Cats. It's like
No, what would be
pointy ear.
the anime? Oh, just because it's a cat? Is that what you're saying? Or
Yeah, I guess. But
how do
no,
you draw?
we're at anime,
do
so,
Luffy's head?
It's
All
like,
of the details too. Every detail. Perfect. Don't forget the scar. Don't forget the scar. There you go.
do the Jolly Roger. Anyways, do you remember the guy? Actually, remember the time? I think it was either Disney XD. I think it was when they aired a Lilo and Stitch anime. I think that was not in the U.S. though. There's an anime called Stitch. It was in Japan, and it was about Stitch landing in Japan and befriending a Japanese girl.
I know that there's a
Because Lilo went to college.
I know there's a Stitch manga where he goes like hangs out with samurais or something.
Yeah, I think I remember that. But there was a Stitch anime that's like I think separate from that. So yeah, was it like Deadpool Samurai?
No, that's another thing. Deadpool
Yeah.
manga.
Yeah.
No, this
That's-
is like literally Stitch hanging out with some like samurais. I don't know.
That's
I don't know
cool.
how else to describe it. I've not read it. I've just seen the picture.
Kind of
It's
sounds like
Stitch.
Deadpool Samurai, where Deadpool just goes to Japan or something.
It's a little uncanny because you see
Yeah.
Stitch in his art style, and you see like the samurai in a very high detailed like.
That was the same
Manga
with the
art
anime.
style.
They like had all the regular characters drawn, and then they had this weird just anime. These anime girls right side by them. It's like, what?
You know those pictures where like they draw an anime girl into a real life photo? When are we
Yeah.
gonna get a whole anime that's just that?
Like perfect casting, like just, or is it just CG?
No, it's literally there's anime over the top of still images that they take. So they don't have to draw any backgrounds. They just use the pictures they use as backgrounds.
That's like stop motion, but with still images.
But they're not. It's not stop motion. It's
but
still
it's
animation.
it's
Yeah,
it's
they
like
draw
drawn
it.
sketch.
Yeah.
That was kind of something with an anime called Flowers of Evil. where
Interesting.
They rotoscoped all the animation, and like people like did not give the time of day because they thought the animation looked ugly. But people were like, "Oh, if you watch it, the plot's actually really good," but that's unfortunate. People just didn't care for it. Maybe I'll pick it for a...
Don't pick it.
Oh, why?
If it sounds like it's not fun, don't pick it.
Yeah, leave that for me, Thane. I picked the not fun one.
Yeah, Sky's the one that has to pick the
You
bad
might like
ones.
it. I don't know if it's good or bad. I've heard it's good. I don't know. But anyways, enough rambling. Let's get on with the news.
Should we tell the gamers what they're going to get in the episode?
Oh, yeah.
The Weebers.
Yeah,
the Weebers.
we're gonna do the news, and then we're gonna talk about the anime Goblin Slayer. Not
Demon Slayer. That's my favorite anime.
Yeah.
I like it when Tanjiro and Nezuko get together. That's the best part at the end.
I mean, they are mountain folk.
They're the best couple. I ship them.
And he is a captain, so
Yeah.
he would know how to ship.
What next, Master Thane?
Yeah, the news. You had one segment, right?
Yeah, I've got a thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to open up my cell phone really quick because I don't remember this guy's name.
Mm-hmm.
Sung Kong. Do you know who that is?
Sung Kong?
Sung Kong. I might have said it wrong. I might have
It's
said
not
it.
Sung One Cho. That's Pro ZD.
That's Pro ZD.
Yeah.
No, Sung Kong. Do you know who that is?
Nope.
He's in Fast and Furious.
Okay.
Oh, he's the guy with long hair.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Han. Han in
Yeah.
Fast
Han.
and Furious.
Okay.
He is supposedly directing a live-action Initial D movie.
That's cool.
That's very fitting to the brand of what he's been a part of.
Yeah, very fitting. I don't. That's literally it. Unless you guys want to talk more about it, you guys. What's your favorite Fast and Furious movie?
I haven't really seen any of them. Like, I saw some as a kid, but I was like, cool. That I never cared for the rest for them.
I think I've seen one. Oh, I've seen one for sure. I think I've seen two. I've seen 5, and I've seen 7. I'm a dedicated fan.
Nice.
I was thinking of doing a video of watching all of them and then going to the theater watch the final one, which is apparently the final movie got split to 3 parts.
Yikes.
So that might be quite a few years off.
That's not true. I've seen one more. I saw the one where he has a spoiler alert. He has a kid, and he has to go save the kid that he didn't know he had.
Isn't that
7?
7, 8? I don't know. These are all complicated.
What's the one where he fights Jason Bateman? Jason Statham. Jason Statham.
I mean, Jason Bateman would probably make a good villain.
Jason Statham's like a pretty. He's like a villain in multiple.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think it's the first one he gets introduced because it's him and his brother.
It's the one where Paul Walker died during filming, and then they made that sad tribute at the end. It's like, that one.
Is that the one where they're fighting? They have like crowbars and they're like smacking each other
on the bridge or whatever it is, the overpass.
I gotta look it up now.
That's Fast and Furious 7, I believe.
Yeah, that's
I don't know what it's called.
That's the one with the sad Furious. I think it's just Furious 7
fight scene.
Fast 7 fight scene.
That's the one right there.
Yeah, with the crowbars.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah, where Rock
although
is
that's the
fighting
Rock.
Statham. Yeah.
No, that's Hobbs and Shaw.
That's Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was because the fight there it is. Right
this
there.
is the one I was thinking of.
It's Furious 7. I don't really care. Like,
I've seen most of them. I've not seen the 2 newest or the newest. I don't know which one actually.
man, wouldn't this make a great anime?
This is just a straight up anime.
It's a Saturday morning cartoon. It started being a Saturday morning cartoon as soon as they
stopped driving their cars.
Yeah, and then they have like go into space. I think in the 8th one or something.
See, I've not seen that one.
It's the 8th or 9th one.
So I saw the one after this. I believe it's 8 because that's when he has a kid. So I learned something. This is kind of related, I guess.
This editing is so whack.
Maybe you guys knew about it. Well, one of the reasons it looks a little goofy is because they fight.
What was that?
They fight a little bit slower, and then they
You should
speed
pause
it
it
up.
so we don't keep watching it because it's a audio podcast, and I'm not putting this video up for them to watch.
But they speed it up though, so when they're fighting.
So what happened?
That's
in
why
the
it looks
video
a
is
little
that,
weird.
What happened?
They fight each other. That's what happens in the video.
Yeah, but no, there's one scene where Vin Diesel punches Jason Statham and he does like this roll, but the camera follows the roll, so like the camera rolls with it, and it's like, what the
Fate of the Furious.
That's the 8, and then
I feel like that's 9.
Fate of the Furious was the one where Dom is evil or something. It's so stupid.
Anyway, the third one's the best one, if you guys were wondering.
Tokyo Drift?
It is Fast 8.
Tokyo Drift is the best one.
It's standalone. You don't have to watch any other movies.
They're tying it back in, though. Like, they've already did one little tie-in. They're doing more tie-in now.
That's the one that Han is in, correct? Like, he shows up in that one?
I remember
that's the first one.
Fast and Furious 5 was a prequel to...
The chronology of Fast and Furious is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Tokyo Drift supposedly takes place after, I believe, Fast 6.
Yeah.
And then Fast 7, Dom goes to Tokyo, sees the main character of Tokyo Drift, and has a little chat with him. Actually, I think Tokyo Drift might be before. I think it's right after 5, actually.
Yeah. I remember they had like so what I remember is that they had Fast and Furious. I think it was Fast 5 or whatever it's called. Oh god, this is so confusing. I don't want to.
So I guess my little story with this is I remember seeing the first one. I went to the theaters and saw Fast 5. Couldn't tell you anything about it other than there was a kid that was a senior at the time, and I thought he was a pretty cool dude. He had walked out while me and some friends I was with were walking in. He's like, bro, this movie slaps.
To the movie theater?
Yeah, I go in there. I had no idea what was going on. Like, I don't know if 5 is when Dom's girlfriend / wife comes back, because apparently she died somewhere in the episodes that I missed.
Yeah.
So I think she comes back in Fast 5.
Yep.
And then I've seen 7 for sure, because just like Thane said, that was a big thing when we were seniors in high school. As Paul Walker was dead.
6 is the one. It goes. So the chronology, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. You guys in the comments. It's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. I believe that is the chronology.
10-2 and 10-3.
So Fast 1, 2. Fast and Furious.
Too Fast, Too Furious is
Fast
the
and
second
Furious
one.
is Fast 4.
Yeah, Fast and Furious is number 4.
So 1, 2, 4, 5,
6,
6,
7.
No, Tokyo Drift.
Then 7.
So 6.
Oh yeah,
Drift,
that's what I said. Yeah. 6 then
7,
Drift. 6, 3, 7.
8.
Yep.
7, 8, Hobbs and Shaw, and 9.
Yeah. Forgot
and
Hobbs
10.
and Shaw. Forgot about Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah.
F9,
6.
the
So
Fast
yeah,
Saga.
it's 6, 3, 7. So I was correct about that.
Oh, so confusing. But anyways, back to anime.
Well, before we get to anime, Tokyo Drift is the best one, and it's not because I'm a weeb. It's because it's literally just the best movie.
I've heard that before.
They
from Fast
actually
and Furious
race
fans.
cars in that. They drift, sure, but they actually race cars. The first one's really good too. The
Right,
first
'cause they
Fast and Furious
race.
is good. The second one is the worst one of them all.
Because literally Vin Diesel walked out and he's like, what's going on here? He's like, we don't know. It's like, I'm out.
He's not in it. He's literally not in
Vin
it.
Diesel to walk out of a movie, I don't know what you did
Yeah,
wrong.
dude, that man's an Arc.
Yeah.
That's a trash video game.
He's in Arc 2, technically. Well, he's in Arc 1. At the very end.
Wow. This guy's just slinging words.
Do you like that?
Hey, I'm not going to lie. It is kind of trash. There's too much stuff going on at times. And, like,
How many
the
hours
game
have you
feels
put into that
unfinished.
game?
30 minutes.
I've only
I
put
don't know
like
if
10
that's true.
hours. We have a friend.
That's quite a lot you put in there.
Quite a
Yeah.
lot.
I'm going to bat for Ark. I think Ark is a very fun game. That doesn't mean it's built the best.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's not built very
I just
well
don't
at
like
all.
survival games.
That's fair. You should preface your statement with that.
No. My opinion is that I like to say very bold things to make shorts out of.
Oh, okay.
So all you
Yeah.
people that aren't watching the short and are watching the actual podcast, there's a little insight.
Gotcha.
I take
We
my
gotcha.
opinion and blow them way out of proportion to make good little shorts out of, to get people talking in the comments there.
Get got.
Yeah.
It works almost every time.
That's a good idea because literally editing some of the recent episodes of the podcast, episode 181 of Talking Rad, I was like dead. I was like, yeah, cool. Oh,
I'm not going to lie,
I felt like I had hookworm or
I don't want to
something.
put you on the spot, I'm not going to actually. We'll talk.
Let's
about it
loop
after
back
the fact.
into anime now.
Yeah.
But like before we get there, still live action. Let's talk about the initial D live action that this guy's making. I think it's got potential to be pretty cool because if they film it like they do the Fast and Furious actual racing movies, that's kind of that was my segue I was going for is the actual Fast and Furious where they do race cars and then into anyway. So yeah, if they film it like those, it'll be really fun, and I think it's gonna be a good watch. I don't know if it's like going to be like an American thing or if it's going to be set in Japan still though. Will you guys watch it with me when it comes out?
Sure, I guess.
We got the confirmation, everybody. Let's go.
Should we watch the first initial D live action, which was made in like, what was it, Taiwan or something?
I watched a good portion of that.
Yeah.
I've not watched the full thing. It's fine.
Oh,
It's
okay.
It's not egregiously bad or anything. It's just
Are the
it
cars
just
real
exists.
or are they CG?
Very real. Very
Okay.
real. Yeah.
Okay,
the cars
good,
look
'cause
phenomenal.
There's this Indian film that was like trying to be like the Indian Fast and Furious, but for some reason they just didn't use they use real cars when people get out of the cars, but then when they're racing, it's like they're rendered in PS2, and I'm like, oh Lord, it's like one of the worst movies ever.
Well, that's all I had on race cars.
They're fast.
Okay.
and
Well,
fun.
you'll hear more about race cars later in the episode. I promise you.
Well, browsing Anime News Network, we found an article where a voice actor, let's pull up his name, Junya Ikeda, was arrested for fraud.
Alleged
fraud.
Alleged fraud. And he's best known for voicing Joe Kido in Digimon Adventure, the recent ones.
Has he done anything I know?
Joe, if you don't know, Joe is the nerdy one. He also did
Prince.
voice acting for Ensemble Stars, Majestic Prince, Trigun Stampede. He was
And-
Millions Knives.
And then one I'm watching called Kingdoms of Ruin.
Kingdom
Oh, that's
of
the
Ruin,
one
which
I
down
said-
below it says
Oh, that's
Kingdoms
what I
of
should have
Ruin's
started
anime
watching.
replaces Junya Ikeda as Odd's voice.
That's what I should have started watching instead of Yuri and Mex. Although Yuri and Mex is pretty good.
Yeah.
So if you don't like the first episode of Kingdoms of Ruin,
You probably won't like the rest of the show.
I guess not, but it's very intense and it's just like, wow.
Oh, you were just implying that you going back on that comment you made last time, how you really liked the first episode.
Yeah, I
Gotcha.
still stand
Yeah.
by that. That's one of the best episode ones in anime that I've seen.
Yeah.
Here's a good segue, guys. Tell us
Anime.
more about this show that you're watching for this season, Sky.
So, yeah, maybe we could talk about the ones that we've seen so far that we think people should watch.
That we think people should. Okay.
And this is the one I'm picking is Kingdoms of Ruin. Like, obviously, you've got your top tier echelon shows like Free Run or Spy Family.
So shows that people probably might not be like on their radar, but that they should watch.
yeah,
I've got one.
Kingdoms of Ruin. Let me tell you mine first thing before you.
That was the one I was
dominate
gonna.
the conversation.
That was the one I was gonna pick, but then I was like,
Roasted subtly.
I picked way too many. For these next few seasons, since I'm going to be preoccupied with the big project, I'm definitely going to limit my anime watching. I might not have as many shows. Maybe me have less than you guys, but that's because I got a big project that's going to involve anime
Pog.
all next year.
I've got mine picked as well, unless Thane chooses it. But you can go ahead, Skylar.
Yeah, Kingdoms of Ruin is really fun. It's about witches and humans, and witches were created to help humans kind of get through life. They're like angels, for a lack of a better term, I guess. They kind of help the humans learn and live life, and then the humans turn on the witches. And episode 1 involves a human who is the apprentice of a witch, and he's learning magic from her. Lots of stuff happens.
Do the witches look like people?
They look like hot girls. Hot anime
Why
girls.
would they turn on them? I don't get it. You should never turn on hot girls.
Yes.
Isn't there?
Yes.
No, that's another show. I was thinking Ragnar Crimson, where like
That one's really fun too. The first
the-
episode is 40-something minutes
the
long.
main redheaded witch is like
Hot.
androgynous. It's voiced by a dude. I looked it
Uh-oh,
up.
Sky. Uh-oh. Do we just catch him live in 4K?
Wait, hold on. There,
Sky's into
there,
femboys?
there is a witch that is in it, yes.
Oh,
And she's
But-
very sexy and very
but
demonic.
it's not the redheaded one.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
This one is very like slimy
Okay.
and very evilly looking.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good save. Good save. Good save.
But I think I know the one you're talking
Yeah.
about. There's like a kind of like her sidekick. Like,
Yeah.
Is she also attractive?
I'll pull it up for you. Now that you're curious and trying to catch me in 4K.
I almost got him right in 4K. It's crazy that because we're not even recording in 4K. That's how it's crazy. I almost got
Caught
you in
in
4K.
1080p. Or is it 2K?
Caught in 1080p.
Oops. Let's do
Ragnar.
characters.
So this show's coming out this season, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 2-core. This is another one I'm watching that's really fun.
That character right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's a dude.
It's a trap.
Some Gasai looking dude.
Okay, this is the one I was thinking of. Thing you got me.
It's voiced by, I looked it up. It's voiced by a
shoot.
dude. So
We got him in 4K,
but it's supposed to
everybody.
be, I think it's supposed to be androgynous, genderless.
I
We got a gun. That's
I
not a
guess
witch thing.
my
That's
my brain just immediately went to hot woman.
proud of you, Sky.
Well, that's the point. That's how they get you.
So are you saying I need to be careful?
No, that's the point.
Well, you're watching anime. You don't know what to get. Well, you don't know what you're gonna get, Sky.
Yeah, this is her or them.
Yeah.
They have like a sidekick that's with them as well.
Oh, interesting. Well, there's maybe some bosoms on that. I don't know.
I thought there was boobies, but I'm also kind of into that weird punk rocky look.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, the show you're actually talking about.
Yeah, Kings of Ruin. It's really fun. If you don't like episode 1, I wouldn't watch anymore. But episode 1 is like a big gut punch, and you're just like jaw dropped. Yikes! After I finished, I literally said yikes.
Isn't it an hour long?
No,
Oh.
episode 1 of Kingdoms of Ruin is just regular.
Okay.
Ragnar Crimson, I think, is 46 minutes. It's like 2 episodes worth. That one's fun too. But I would recommend both of those. That's my picks.
What do you pick, Thane?
I picked one called Shangri-La Frontier, and I'm kind of surprised it wasn't on Cole's radar because he likes Sword Art Online.
It's the best show ever
Yeah.
created.
Yes, son. Yes, it is. This one's like one of those like guy plays MMO. He's not stuck in it, but he's just playing an MMO, and it's really fun because he plays a lot of bad games. So he's got the skill to get through bad games. So when he actually goes to a good game, he applies his trash game skills to like do like higher level echelon stuff.
It's like, wow, the game's functioning how it's meant to.
While the game functions, I'm gonna destroy it. I'm gonna see how to break it.
So, okay. I feel a little called out. You said that I would like it because of the Sword Art Online thing. Was there other reasons you think I would like it because I like to play bad games, and when I find a good game, then I'm happy or something?
No, I'm just saying.
Was that the subtext in your comment there, Thane?
It's one of those VR MMO animes.
Because I watch a lot of those.
Yeah.
To
Sword
be
Art Online.
fair,
Yeah.
you're definitely not the guy that plays bad video
I normally
games.
hate bad video games.
Right. Except you play
You
Pokemon.
you
so.
almost said
Pokemon's
I
great.
hate video games, so it's like, are you trying to tell us something?
Yeah, guys, it's time to reveal my secret. I hate video games, except for Fortnite.
Oh.
That's a good take right there. That's based. That man is based.
All right. Well, anyways, we're done with the show today. I'm Thane. I'm gone.
I haven't played. I'm out.
Yeah.
He has to Fortnite dance before the show's over, guys. Don't worry. I'll do mine now. This one may not be like an under the radar as much as I think it might be, but I don't see a lot of talk about it, but I feel like it should get more talk. And all three of us are watching it. Well, I can't confirm if Skylar started it or not because I've not talked to him.
I have not started it, but it's because I want to watch it all in one sitting, and I just haven't found the time.
It's a 2-core, so
Yeah.
it'll be hard to do a one.
No. I mean, like
a bunch in one go.
no. What's been out right now?
Oh,
I want to watch
I see,
all
I
of what's
see.
out right now
Gotcha.
in one go because they released 3 episodes in one go.
We're on 3 episodes in one go. We're on episode 4 now that just came out.
I think I know what show you're talking about. Well,
Don't reveal it,
yeah.
Thane. You can't steal my reveal, okay?
I guess I
Enough
could-
teasing. I'll just say it's
Okay.
the Apothecary Diaries.
So one reason I think not many people watch this show because it started very late in the season, with the 3 episodes dropped at one day.
Which is weird because
Yeah.
like
3 weeks.
they
in. That's
yeah,
not
3
very
weeks
late,
in they
I would
dropped
say.
3 episodes in one go. It was really
Yeah.
weird.
So when you have the start point, people start their shows, and then when something starts late, people don't, especially if it's not heavily advertised, like, hey, we're starting Attack on Titan, the final season, part 69.
That's my
A
favorite
little
part.
late.
That comes
But-
out soon, by the way.
Yeah.
Part 69.
Anyway,
Hey,
so
I got caught up. Do you want to watch it together?
Go ahead, Cole.
the Apothecary Diaries.
Yeah.
It's a fun show. I really am digging it, like very, very much so. I'll give you the premise. It's a little jarring right at the start because everything happens so fast. And I don't want to say it if you don't want to hear it because it's not like a huge spoiler. It's just literally just the inciting incident almost, if you will. But if you guys, viewers, don't want to hear about the inciting incident, you just want to go in blind and just like very excited about it, then do it. And then just take a little break right here unless Skylar says no. You didn't say no, so I'm going to go.
Wait, how soon into episode 1 does that
It's
happen?
within the first 5
5
minutes.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so main girl, I don't know what her name. Oh, it's like Hui or something. Who? What's her name? Hui?
Mew Mew.
Mew?
Yeah, I think Mew Mew.
I'm
Yeah.
looking at it. It's just I literally have it. Mau.
Almost.
Anyway, so main girl Mau. She's leaving her house one day, and as she's leaving out the door, her dad calls out, "Yeah, make sure you don't get kidnapped." She gets kidnapped. she's like in the kidnapper's car. She's like, "Crap, Dad's gonna be mad."
It's like the foreshadowing you see in movies all the time. It's like
It's very blatant too. They're not even trying to hide it. She just almost immediately gets kidnapped for it. Anyway, go ahead. What you're saying?
I'm done. My thought's over.
So she gets kidnapped and then sold off to the emperor's estate. And so now she has to be one of the maidservants at the emperor's estate. Turned out she's really good with like drugs and stuff because that's what her dad's thing was. And
She's
so
an apothecary.
She's an apothecary. Yeah, exactly. So she kind of gets onto that. And like the main guy is what I'm going to call him because I don't know what else to call him. Like he's one of the head eunuchs of the estate that kind of runs things. And like all of the girls that work there swoon over him because he's just super, super handsome. Main girl Mau, she's just like, oh, dude, she's freaking disgusting. Blech. She's
Does
very
he have
repulsed.
his testicles?
Wait,
He's a eunuch.
got his dick cut off.
Not his dick, just his balls.
Yeah.
All
It's
gone.
They all snip
It's
it
all
off.
slicked off.
Wait,
As a
does he have
Seinfeld
is he a
episode
Ken
said.
doll?
I think so.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's kind of what eunuchs are.
I thought eunuchs just didn't have balls.
No, bro. Don't Google it on the big TV. Put it on your phone. Put it on your. I'm not. Don't,
Wait,
Sky.
I thought he was the prince. Or is he?
I don't think he's the prince. I think he's just. Regardless, that doesn't really matter. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
A eunuch is a man who's been castrated.
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
your
so he's got a little wiener then.
just your balls. Well, it's probably just his wiener that's the same, unless he got his
Wonder if it
balls
works.
cut younger. He will lose body hair and his penis will shrink. Erections will be rare and weak
Oh.
if they occur at all. That's because your balls on your penis make testosterone, I believe.
I see.
Yeah.
I always assume they got completely slicked off down there.
Well, you gotta have something to pee out of.
A little hole.
Yeah. Probably make a surgical
A
hole.
little hole right there. Just make a little hole.
I gotta be honest, having a penis is so convenient.
Okay,
in
let's
life.
move away from this and talk more about the Apothecary Diaries, okay? Anyway, so it's just super funny because all the girls swoon after him because he's very handsome. And the main girl, Mau, she's just like, dude, I don't freaking get the appeal of this dude. And she every time, like, and he's like noticed that she doesn't
And
bothers
it bothers him.
And it kind of bothers him. So he kind of gets all close to her. And then she always like goes, she's like not even paying attention. She looks over. He's like right here. And she goes, oh!
So is it a love story? Like
I don't think it's going to be, but like there's definitely that little bit of an element, which is kind of fun. Regardless, incredibly fun. The animation is really dang good, and then they do this cute little like almost chibi-esque mode every now and then, and it's really, really well done. And normally I don't like chibis, but like not bad, honestly.
Yeah,
they
you
did.
can't get off the cheese.
This guy. Somebody watches our shorts.
I mean, I was there for the podcast. I was there. I lived it.
But yeah, it's super funny, very wholesome. The stories are quite good. What?
I just remember how you made the clip where you say that and things like, "Oh God."
That's at the end of the clip. Say, just go, oh.
They usually doesn't listen to those kinds of It's just like the end of a sentence. You'll throw something out there, or the end of a conversation, and usually Thane doesn't pick up on it. But that one, he got you.
That one.
He got you.
Anyway, yeah, fun show. I highly recommend it. It is a 2-core, so you're in for the long haul with this one. I think it's definitely worth it. Like I said, animation looks super, super great. The story is pretty dang fun. It's very tame of a story. Like, they don't take a lot of
You freaking camera.
battery exhausted. We're back. Sorry about that. Our battery died. Final thought is just Apothecary Diaries is fun. You should watch it.
Shangri-La Frontier, I recommend.
Oh, just go down the line.
Kingdoms of Ruin and
Yeah.
Ragnar Crimson.
Okay.
If you happen to skip right here, that's what you missed.
There's another website called AnyDB. I realized in like both AnyList and Mal, their scores are kind of the same. AnyDB is much more harsher, much more forgiving for shows like Free Run.
Not
is like,
forgiving.
Not like well,
Much
depending
less
on the
forgiving.
show. Depending on the show, like Free Run has like 91, higher than the other websites, and then like something like Overtake has like a 50. It's like oof. Then there's another show.
I guess you guys won't be happy to hear that that's the one I dropped.
Oh, you dropped Overtake?
Oof. I didn't even watched this last episode.
I think, okay. I think it's okay. I don't think it's anything super, super
Remember
great.
when-
I think the story's kind of fun. But, like, when you got MF Ghost right there, it's just like,
Yeah.
why would you bother going for the freaking...
I only made it 2 episodes.
Why would you go
It's
for the
sucky.
Jolly Ranchers if you got freaking
Yeah.
delicious Snickers right there? If you like Jolly Ranchers and don't like Snickers, just flip-flop them, okay,
I will
guys?
admit-
Gosh.
What if I like both?
Oh, my...
will-
Shut up.
What if I like Snickers with a Jolly Rancher
Yeah.
Oh,
inside?
then you're a monster and you
Yes,
did not.
Let's go.
So I'll admit Overtake has better animation,
Yeah, totally.
but MF Ghost has more history behind it and more like to do with the race.
Yeah, MF Ghost
Yeah.
is fun because of the initial D aspect
Yeah.
of it, and like the race just seems much more like a major. The racing feels like it's a much bigger part of the story
Yeah.
rather than an Overtake. Overtake, that the story is literally about the camera guy and the racer.
Yeah.
It's not about the racing.
They even added backstory. It's like I can't pull the trigger.
I'm gonna be honest. One of the parts that took me out of it too was like he was freaking out about taking that good picture, but literally earlier in the episode he'd already taken a bunch of pictures. Just like you already took pictures.
Wait,
guy.
when did he
Well, they
take
couldn't
pictures?
take pictures of people.
Yeah, it was people typically that he
Oh,
doesn't take.
okay.
That was the specific.
Did they
thing.
emphasize that? Because I did
Yeah,
not
very
pick up
much
on
so
that.
emphasized that. Yeah.
They tell it why. It's like I took a picture of a girl who drowned. Since then, I couldn't take pictures.
What episode did they say that in?
It's like the late, like the
Like
one
not
before.
this last episode, but the week before.
So episode
Yeah.
3.
This
It's-
episode 4, I
It's
believe.
that. It's
I haven't
that
made
one.
that
wh-
far.
It's like that one where
That's
it's
on
like
me. That one's on me.
it's the character thing of I shot a kid, like on Die Hard, where it's like I can't pull a gun because I shot a kid on accident. It's like that's a big cliche. It's like I can't pull the gun out.
Why is that cliche? That's a
That's
thing.
been done several times. like,
So?
I can't pull a gun.
That makes it
'cause
cliche.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know what cliche really meant. I guess I thought the cliche meant more like
Tacky?
tacky, yeah, or not very
nah,
good.
Cliche usually means like it's usually meant as like a negative because it's done so many times. But sometimes
Like
people,
a cliche in comedy. What's up with that?
yeah,
I guess I don't see it as a bad thing. So maybe
Yeah.
cliche because, like you said, it has a negative connotation to
yeah.
it. I don't think of it as a bad thing. I think it's fine.
Anyways, do you guys want to talk about Goblin Slayer?
You better believe I want to talk about Goblin Slayer.
What a fun show,
This is your spoiler warning for Goblin
Yeah.
Slayer.
and your trigger warning too.
I don't think we're gonna get as graphic as the show got.
We could. We could just get naked and reenact some scenes from it.
Will you be the goblin and Thane could be the girl?
Please?
This
which
filming
girl?
it, and I come in. It's like, what are you doing in my swamp?
I have a Shrek cosplay.
Yeah.
Before we really get into it, I got to tell you my favorite part of the entire show, and it's whenever somebody goes, "Hey, Goblin Slayer, what are we gonna do today?" and he just goes, "Slay some goblins,
Same thing we always do.
kill some
Pinky.
goblins,"
Kill some goblins.
and he just walks into the freaking guild. I'm gonna kill some goblins today.
He looks at the board. Any goblins? No, I'm out.
And like every time he goes to the girl, the the front desk girl. He's like, got any Goblin Quest? He's like, you freaking know, dude. I got the stack saved for you. I hide the stacks from anyone else.
That's
just
something
you.
I want to talk about a little bit later after we dive into it.
Okay.
Goblins specifically, and how I'm so confused.
Okay, let's hear about it, Thane. What's the 3 minute? I emphasize
Spark notes.
3 minute spark notes of Goblin Slayer season 1. Emphasize 3 minutes.
There's a guy. His name is literally Goblin Slayer, and he just slays goblins.
Or Orc Bold, whatever the
and Beard Cutter.
And Beard Cutter.
Beard Cutter.
Yeah.
And Virgin Layer next to her.
And then he meets.
You made that one up.
Okay, to emphasize, it actually starts with this group, and they're like, let's go slay some goblins. Yeah, they get wrecked, except for the party girl. She gets an arrow in her arm. And the other
priestess girl.
Yeah, the other two get brutally eviscerated.
And severely traumatized.
Yes. There were
Rape
two
is a big thing.
There are two survivors.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid that R word, but there it is, everybody.
There's the hard word.
Just
for
say
the day.
one of them wishes they were dead. So anyways, Goblin Slayer comes. He's like, "Are you okay, healer girl or recovery girl?" I can't remember her name.
She's got a name, by the way. She does. I looked it up once. You don't ever really hear it in the show.
Yeah.
It's just priestess.
And also, by the show, they all like go by their professions. Like there's guild girl.
Way easier calling them that than what the mouthful Cole read to me.
There's high elf archer.
Yep. Dwarf, and dragon
shaman. Yeah. He meets those guys and it's like, let's slay some goblins.
That scene right before when he first meets priestess, I wanted to point out one specific thing in that scene while we're here. It's when Goblin Slayer first walks in, he kills a goblin, then another goblin looks at him, freaks out, starts running away. And then priestess sticks out her staff to hold the goblin in place. And I was like, yo, that's so freaking hype. Just like, she was like pissing herself. She was so scared. But she's not about to let any of them goblins get away from a sword to the face, is she? Oh, it was so funny to me, dude.
So
I was dying.
With that episode 1, it was very shocking just learning about a lot of what's going on with goblins specifically.
Usually goblins in like D&D campaigns, like goblins.
Right. And we'll talk a little bit about it in the show, but essentially people don't really care about goblins. They just think, goblins, whatever. That's like pity stuff. It's like being
most of us. Like pretty much all of us do when we think of goblins.
You're more scared of
Nobody ever thinks of goblins as the threat.
Yeah, right.
You're more scared about orcs. You're more scared about ogres, dragons,
the demon lord.
With that episode 1 specifically too, though,
tonberries.
What's a tonberry?
Final Fantasy VII.
Oh,
a bunch of Final Fantasies actually. There you go.
I'm done. I don't want to say it anymore.
Okay, fine. Don't say it then. I'll finish it. Anyways, the summary: Goblin Slayer kills goblins with friends. I think he dies at one point. I don't know. He slays some more goblins.
A little ambiguous.
Slays some more goblins. He slays an orc. He slays a few hobs. They're bigger. And then he slays like this goblin chief. And then then the anime ends and then they go on to slay goblins and there's a season 2 right now and there's a movie which is kind of filler even though it's based off a story from the novels, but whatever. And that's kind of the whole thing. It's goblin slaying, baby.
Goblin slaying.
You know, you said 3 minutes max, but I've only ever done that once. And that was for Gurren Lagann.
I know, but we always try to get you on your toes.
I literally just like for most of these shows, I'm just like, yeah, this happens.
You're getting better.
Anyway, I freaking loved this show a lot. Like I got very much so into it. I watched it pretty dang quickly. And then I watched the movie, and then I watched the first 2 episodes of season 2 because that's all they have dubbed so far. I will say the movie is not as good as season 1. The pacing in the movie feels weird, which is also strange because, like, if you think about it sliced into 3 different episodes, it works in 3 different episodes sliced. I think it's because of the beginning and the ending of the movie that makes it weirdly paced. Because they try to pace it like a movie. They try to format it like a movie. But I feel like if they formatted it like 3 episodes of the TV show, it would have been better.
It would just been part of season 2.
Yeah, or something. Yeah. Regardless, though, super, super fun. I love how, like, developed the characters are to the point, like, they just feel real, you know? They feel real for the characters that they're portraying, especially because, like, they're mostly fantasy creatures, the whole party is, and so it's kind of strange just in general to have them, but, like, they still feel real for what they should be, theoretically, in a fantasy world. It's also interesting how they really don't have names, and they can still feel like that. Like, their names are literally their class, essentially, like we just said earlier. They do have names, and I'm not going to even attempt to try to pronounce them like I did to Skylar a couple days ago, but you don't need their names. That's the crazy part to me. I don't think I've ever seen a story with as deep characters as this without names, really. Because I don't think they even say the names once in the anime. But, man, really fun show. I've got other notes on it if you guys want me to keep talking.
It reminds me of Chainsaw Man, where we only know Denji's name is Denji. They never gave him a last name.
Well, like, that's pretty common for most anime to not give their characters a last name. These characters even have first and last names.
Or like Malcolm and his whole family. You don't know their last name. You have to they actually like gave the supplement. I don't even remember what the last name they gave him was, but they never gave it in the show.
In what?
In Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, Malcolm in the Middle. Yeah. Yes, you don't know.
It's like a running gag where it's like, and the winner is Malcolm. It's like there was one episode where like the name just kind of like.
But yeah, it's super interesting. You just know them by their class, and like, dang. So I've got a discussion about the world building of the show as well that we can get into at some point. But I want to hear more of your guys' thoughts before we do that.
I like Sword Priestess's boobies.
I meant meaningful discussion.
Oh, yeah.
That's for after the show.
Yeah.
We all agree.
I think that Goblin Slayer, if you think about it, he probably has the potential to be like a hero class, like a platinum class, sort of the highest one is.
What is he? Is he platinum?
He's silver.
He's silver.
Yeah. I looked up in the lore, only like a few people have gotten platinum class, and that's the hero who slayed the demon, which according to some websites, that episode where like the demon is defeated was apparently filler. It's like that's a very important plot detail. I don't know why you consider that filler. I don't know. It's weird.
I just don't listen to the internet.
Yeah, I watch filler episodes, guys.
Me too. This guy over here, we got him. He doesn't watch filler, and he doesn't. Oh, what else did you not do today? Oh, I forgot.
I don't remember either.
I caught you in 4K though. Oh, femboy.
Fanboy. Huh.
I get caught. All right, it happens.
She did the power to the people. Anyways, yeah, like his skill of killing goblins. You think, wow, if he's that dedicated, he could probably kill anything. If you think about it, like I know he like got traumatized and he like kind of found a weird I think they're called Rias.
Oh, the person like trained him.
Yeah, that weird mole-looking person. I think he was a Rhea. And
Master Splinter.
Yeah, his Master Splinter. He said, "You kill goblins. You kill goblins, boy."
There's a turtle inside the helmet.
Yeah.
We didn't know until now.
Yeah. And then he's like, "Yeah, I kill goblins." And then that's all he knows. But I'm thinking, like, man, you could probably kill anything with that dedication. Like, even at the end of the first, he's like, "I think I want to become an adventurer." It's like, oh, he'll kill anything. If the Demon Lord comes back, the Demon Lord is screwed. If the Demon Lord's a goblin...
Oh, you better just watch out, Demon Goblin.
Yeah. I really, really like this show, too.
That'd actually be an epic ending where it's like, the Demon Lord has ascended goblinism. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Keep going.
The Demon Lord has ascended... I'm sorry. Keep going.
I'm done. Go ahead.
That's all I said. Like oh no, a goblin has become a demon lord.
You just want to read my notes for me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, go ahead. Just read it verbatim.
Oh,
bro, just clapped a bunch of kid goblins. I think the Goblin Slayer is a goblin. That's not true, by the way.
Yo, one of the characters in this show said the same thing.
So here's my thoughts on it.
I won't say anything.
When I was watching episode 1, which, by the way, I thought episode 1 did a great job of setting the entire tone of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible, because it's like in the beginning, very lighthearted, and then just hits you. You're just like, what the freak is going on? Although you can, like, when the party's getting ready to go game, you're just like, they're dying.
You feel it coming, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, they're effed.
Yeah, they're effed. But I didn't know that they were
So-
literally going to get effed.
They're
Like,
so optimistic. It's like, yeah, let's go kill some goblins. It's
They're
like,
too happy. And happiness just dies.
it's kind of the deception. Like the guild hall is like this normal D&D type RPG, JRPG guild hall. You go out there and people just die. It's graphic. It's more like it's like in the front you see like Final Fantasy, and then you go out there and you see Berserk. That's kind of like the dichotomy. And I remember like at the end when they're fighting like the group goblins, like there's like it's kind of like there's not as much shocking content as that first episode. Like yeah, there's a lot of gore, but it's like not anything.
Thane,
What?
you got to let the man talk.
What?
I didn't finish
You
my
just
thought.
start
didn't
going
finish?
off. No, he did not finish. You've talked so much over Skype.
I don't have to talk thing. You can just keep reading my notes. That's what I'm going to say if you'd like to say it for me.
Sorry, I'll let you finish.
No, go ahead. Just finish reading
No,
my
no,
notes.
Dude, when that guy said, I think, 'cause you told me that too, that you thought he
Well,
was a goblin.
I wrote it after episode 1 because I was like, he was saying things at the end. He was describing goblins, but it was him to a T, talking about how I don't even remember. I wish I
mannerisms
were-
or something.
Well, just like how they get fixated on things and then they have to kill. There was just a lot of things he was saying in his monologue to Priestess about goblins. And I was like, bro, you're describing yourself. So I wrote it down. I wrote down, I think he's a goblin. Obviously, if you keep watching the show, I was wrong.
Did you pick up when that one adventure says, I think he's a goblin?
I was like, bro,
Yeah.
you're just like me for real.
Dude, I heard that. I'm like, that's guy.
Nah, he's not a goblin. He just got really obsessed with goblins for good reason.
And supposedly he's hot.
Which
Yeah.
that's one thing that this could like transition to the world building you wanted to talk about. But either this is very early on in the takeover of goblins, or nobody just doesn't freaking know how evil they are, because everyone thinks that goblins are like just pity, like nobody wants to do goblin quests, and obviously they're not worth that much money, or more people would be doing them. But they are evil and demonic, and Goblin Slayer is the only one that knows for some reason.
I think it's literally just because the show focuses on goblins. I think if you saw the rest of the world, you'd also see just as much crazy stuff from all these other
Could
monsters.
be too, and I had the same thoughts in my notes. I wrote, or maybe the area they're in is just new to goblins.
I don't even know it's the area. I think it's the fact that the show is specifically focused on the guy that only gets the goblin. I mean, all the other people in their guild, they're going after dragons and stuff in the same area.
To be honest, goblins literally just hide in their hidey holes, and then
Where they do
why is
come
my
out, they're
mic-
solo and get freaking...
Okay, and they hide in their hidey holes until and then they go attack villages, but those villages are like doing their own thing. So if you get attacked, nobody will like.
Unless it was like a very like planned
Yeah.
out attack, the villages could probably just freaking step on them just fine.
Yeah. But yeah, I think like it's just like perspective. Like, yeah, nobody cares about goblins. Only this weird guy does.
I mean, I thought that, but then at the very end, there's that epic battle with tons of goblins and the big goblins. So in my head, I'm like, these people need to be taking goblins more serious.
It's like there might be a colony of mice under our house. We don't care until they start burrowing up. And then we call an exterminator, and the exterminator's like, yeah, mice build up a lot.
He comes in, he's like, I'm here to slay some mice.
Yeah.
I'm a mice
I'm
slayer.
a mice slayer.
The
I'm
mouse slayer.
Rat slayer.
Yeah, we fixed it.
But yeah, I literally think that's what it is. Even though you do see that big like combination attack from the goblins, I think it literally is just because it's hyper focused on goblins. I mean, who's to say that the next day some adventurer is gonna be like, guys, there's a whole bunch of spider attacking. We need to like group up and attack the spiders, and they go group and attack the spiders. We just don't know because we only focus on the goblin killing.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And like you do get glimpses of that other hero party going off and like fighting the demon lord or whatever. And I think, and so this does definitely like you were saying earlier, kind of transition into my whole world building talk. And I really like how they do show those glimpses of that little party going off to go kill the demon lord, because it proves that this world has so much more in it. There's a lot more going on in the world rather than just goblins. We're just hyper focused on this one small thing, and I feel I gotta compare it to Mushoku Tensei, because that's like, in my mind, it's one of the peak fantasies at this point, because I've not really done a lot of fantasy. And I think it does such a great job with world building. In Mushoku Tensei, you get really good world building because they go and visit these places. In Goblin Slayer, we tend to just talk about these places. And when you're at these places, you're not really at these places. You're just underground fighting goblins. And so that's the one issue I have with the world building, just because you don't get to see a lot of this stuff. That said, it's clearly there. And that's what's really cool about it. And it's just some guy's story in this vast world that was created. Very, very cool. That's what I love about it. Really engrossed me.
There was a lot of Lord of the Rings references.
You telling me?
I watched the dub.
I didn't watch the dub.
I'm sure they're in the sub too. There's the whole scene with the goblin and the riddles.
The goblin and the riddles?
There's a goblin asking riddles. Don't you remember that part? And then he said, "What's in my pocket?"
I don't remember that.
Am I confusing shows here?
Yes, probably.
You were either confusing shows, or we just didn't notice it because we don't know Lord of the Rings that well.
As far as I remember, goblins don't really speak English at all. They just go.
I swear it was like a whole riddle thing. Now you're gonna have to give me a second, or I'm gonna look like.
I don't think that happened.
The only
goblins,
times
all they do is they just go, "Look, a goblin."
The only times they ever like quote unquote spoke English, it was because there was some way for the people to understand them. So, for example, in the movie, there is a scene where the dragon shaman communicates with the goblins, but it's because he used one of his spells of telepathy, so he could communicate with the dragons or with the goblins. And then
that's the rat man.
Yeah, it wasn't a goblin; it was a rat man.
Oh, the rat man says it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a riddle off with him. And
I do remember that part.
Answer
then,
me these riddles. At the very end, he says, "What's in my pocket?" That's straight out of the Hobbit.
Yeah. That is. Yep, definitely.
Okay, so I'm not crazy.
No.
It wasn't a goblin. It was
that's what confused us. It was that
rat-looking goblin
rat
teacher.
dude. And then the other time they communicate with the goblins is at the very last episode with the Goblin Lord, where the Goblin Lord can actually speak.
Right. Well, and that when I don't know if that's the same scene or not, but when the goblin's talking to, I believe it's the priestess, and he says, I'm going to take you back and rebuild my horde or something. Is that the same scene you're talking about?
Yeah. Oh, no. That's like episode 5. I'm talking about the very last episode, the Goblin Lord. Yeah, so I guess that guy does talk, doesn't he? Good point. Yeah, that's like what was that dude? I forget what he was called. He wasn't a hobgoblin. He was some other big goblin.
Captain Goblin or something.
Yeah, Goblin Captain or whatever. You're right, though. That was another time where they did talk. So very rarely do they actually communicate with the goblins.
And maybe they have to be, like, obviously a specific class of goblin to speak.
Just maybe, like, their intelligence has gone up enough or something that they're able to. Yeah. Regardless, though, very impressed with this show. Lots of really cool things. My favorite part about season 1 is specifically how it wraps up. I like that the last 2 episodes were this huge battle with the goblins, and it was defending their home, essentially. Defending not only like the main party's homes, but like the other people that live in this village that go to the same guild. All of them banded together. It's so cool. Such a great moment. And it's just one of those like, yeah, let's keep going. Let's get them. It's such a good moment.
I was kind of shocked when those 2 random adventurers died. It's like, whoa, that's graphics. Like, what? Oh wait, I forgot what show I'm watching. Because a lot of gory stuff had happened like that. Like a lot of adventurers hadn't gotten killed. And
that dude got thrown at the people. Ugh. Yeah, super, super, super good. Honestly, if they never did another season, they could have ended with season 1 and just been just fine. They could have that would have been a very solid ending for the show.
And if they would have done season 2, they should have got White Fox back because the animation in season 2 is dipped.
The animation in season 2 is definitely different. I agree with saying that it's dipped, but I bet you could find other people that like
Then again,
it. The art style is just a little bit more different. I don't even know how to describe the change in the art style, but just by watching it, you can tell there's a clear art style change. I don't know what the studio is that's currently doing it now, but
Linden Films. I don't remember what else they've done. I'll look that up.
okay. Yeah, like, dang. They did a good job. I'm very curious and potentially even reading the light novel because I was that interested in it as much as I was.
Linden Films.
Linden? Yeah. It's pretty dang good. It's a good show. They picked a banger one, that's for sure.
Yeah,
I only picked it because I wanted to watch season 2 for this season.
I'm gonna start season 2 as well. I really liked it at first. I don't know if I was really connecting with it, but I think it wraps up very well because I was even having a conversation with Cole saying like it's very entertaining, but I just don't know if it's clicking with me.
It's just one of those that got me, dude. I don't know why, but every now and then something will just click with me pretty dang well. This was one of them. I mean, I guess everybody's got that. Everybody's got stuff that clicks with them. I don't know what it was that clicked with me with this, though. To be honest, I really don't.
Well, I thought the pacing was really good, and at times it feels like the show is very like two-tonal, but I think they blend it well, very good.
Totally.
Like, it's very intense and crazy and graphic and dark, but then you also have very lighthearted, somber, happy moments.
They can like go from slice of life to the darkest thing you've ever seen at the drop of a hat, and it doesn't feel weird.
Yeah.
It's very, very natural.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really liked it. I think at first, probably halfway through, I was like, yeah, this is probably like a 7. Like, I'm having fun. I think I gave it like an 8 or a 9, actually.
I gave it a 9.
It's very fun.
I also really like that they never made it so that the main party felt like they were just stupidly overpowered.
Right, I was going to bring that up as well, is when they're in dire situations, you can feel that they're in dire situations.
It feels dire.
There's definitely a get-out-of-jail-free card at one point they pull, but I think it's fine.
I figured out why it doesn't look as good. They're putting all the budget into Rurouni Kenshin.
Oof.
It's one of those shows like, hey, we got to start a new show for the season. So better pick Goblin Slayer.
That's unfortunate. I think season 1 is animated by White Fox, or the guys that did like Steins Gate, for example.
Oh my god, they're also doing Tokyo Revengers right now too.
Oh jeez.
So they got 3 shows going on right now.
So White Fox is goated in my book already, and I think they did a phenomenal job. Even like the parts where it was CG Goblin Slayer and he's running around, doesn't feel jarring at all. Like you'd notice it, but it's fight scenes, and so it's not that big of a deal. Every now and then when they're just walking, just chill walking, and they do a CG Goblin Slayer, it's a little weird, but other than that, it's not that bad at all.
Well, they also did Atli Ryza.
Oh, from last season?
Yeah, that definitely.
That was animated phenomenally.
Yeah.
And the thighs.
Yeah.
I can't get it.
definitely a reputable studio, but you can see if you look at all their shows this season, you can see where they put the budgets on certain shows.
I've got one final thing I wanted to bring up that this show does that I've seen in other shows that always gets me, and it's an animation thing. It's when they do a close-up shot of one of the girls' face, and they draw on the lips. Like, they detail the lips. And I don't know why, but every time I see that, I'm just like, whoa. This is something.
You should watch Citrus, or at least the intro.
And it's like, whenever they're farther away, you don't even know. Like, they don't draw them in. But, like, when they do, like, a close-up shot, or if it's, like, a serious shot, or they're trying to be emotional, it's always draw the lips. Because for some reason, adding the lips, like, adds the extra element of emotion being able to be... Oh, excuse me. Emotion being able to be... told over the visual storytelling.
Why'd they make Bill Burr look so...
I just want to show you the lips, by the way, of this.
Of Citrus?
Yeah, and maybe it's not as good as I remember.
This is the opening?
Yeah.
Whose studio did this?
No idea. And maybe it's not as detailed as what I'm thinking.
And, like, it's not even like they put on, like, lipstick or anything in Goblin Slayer. It's literally just we're trying to draw their face more detailed. Because it's an emotional scene.
And this one, they specifically, like, the shot I'm thinking of is specifically her putting on lipstick.
Okay.
But maybe they don't have it in the intro, and it was just in the ad that I would see on
Studio
Crunchyroll.
Passion. Never heard of them. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing, and I noticed it right away when I see it. Unless
Definitely have some work on them.
if they've never
The new Spice and Wolf is coming from. Okay.
if a show never has done it and then they do it all of a sudden randomly, then it's very obvious. But if they do it throughout the entire thing, I don't really notice it. Like this one, you can tell that they actually do. Like right there, you can see their lips are a little bit more detailed.
Mm-hmm.
In Goblin Slayer, that shot wouldn't have been detailed. It's more so, like I said, when they do like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's kind of what I was thinking of.
yeah, but you could tell that was kind of like a lip gloss thing. In Goblin Slayer, they're clearly not putting on lip gloss. They're just, it's like almost like an emotionally vulnerable kind of state they try to put him in, and then they put the lip gloss, or not the lip gloss, but they just draw on the lips a little bit more.
They do their makeup. Here's a close up. Or do the makeup.
I don't know how to describe it. I'll show you a picture or something after the
I
episode.
know
I
what
think
you mean.
yeah.
It's very weird, but it always like gets me. Like I'm always kind of just like, shoot, dude, they're trying with this right now. Let's go. It's like one extra little detail that they try to do the visual storytelling that always gets me to think like, dang, dude, they're putting effort in. And I haven't seen it in season 2 yet, and I'm very disappointed.
The best pair of lips in anime was Chainsaw Man when that mouth was counting down. I had to look at it, I was like, did they film that? I looked at it, it's like, no, they definitely animated that. It looks so real. It looked like it was filmed. They filmed a pair of lips. But it's like, no, it's like, wow, that's a lot of detail.
But that was all I had. That was the final thing I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun show. Like, if you want something to watch, that's going to be a solid, safe watch.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
good, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say safe.
True, yeah.
Very dark, bloody.
It's a
If you can't
popcorn
get over
anime.
gore and stuff, don't even bother. But if
If
that
you're a
doesn't
gore
bother
hound,
you,
if
then you
you're a
can
gore
watch
junkie, this will be your
it. You
show.
can watch it just fine if
Yeah.
you're okay with gore.
So the show I'm going to be picking
All right.
is a show that Cole has seen, I believe, 10
I've seen
minutes
it?
of it.
Oh, wait. Oh,
And
shoot.
you had the
I've
manga.
seen 10 minutes
and
of it?
I think you read 1 or 2 chapters of
Oh,
it.
no. Is it Call of the Night?
Call of the
I
Night.
watched episode 1. I didn't see just 10
Oh, okay,
minutes.
okay.
I think. I don't remember.
Hey, that's the show I saw in Leiden's filmography.
Oh, I guess we're just sticking with it.
Yeah. Okay.
I called it out before you were able to say it.
I
But,
don't care. You just pulled a Thane. That's all.
oh,
After you already told Thane, don't reveal it, Thane. Whatever you were going to say.
I'm sorry. Will you forgive me?
You both are the same. You could pass that on to him.
I like how you picked a horny show without without a catch.
Well, Cole picked a comedy,
Yeah.
and it was fantasy. You picked a fantasy, and it was bloody.
What did
Yeah.
I pick?
You picked
Uncle?
an urban fantasy.
Oh,
And I'm
Uncle.
picking a fantasy that's romantic,
Yeah.
I think.
It's
I
like
don't know much about the show.
I don't think it was very
Vampires.
horny. The stuff that I read and watched wasn't very horny. It was definitely a romance.
It's like a wholesome campaign of Vampire the Masquerade.
I don't even call it wholesome.
Okay.
I don't know what I'd call it. I didn't get far enough into it really give it a
It's
good
a
rating.
non-violent campaign of Vampire the Masquerade.
I knew you were gonna pick this someday too. That's why it was in the back of my mind.
It was on my backlog,
Always
and
on my
I had
mind.
seen. I got recommended something from Twilight. I was like, "Oh, vampires! Call of the Night, sure."
You got Twilight.
I don't know what I was searching when that popped up. So
Oh, great. Well, Call of the Night then. I'll finally finish the season
hopefully
1.
it's a banger because I feel like the last few anime I've picked are just dumpies.
You might like it.
I probably will.
I might like it.
I like romance.
I don't know. I could like it too.
I don't know if it's a romance. I don't know why
It's
I keep
definitely a
saying that.
romance.
Okay,
Definitely a
okay.
romance. 100% a romance. Yeah, definitely. It just has that supernatural element to it.
I'm into that. I like that kind of stuff.
I think you're gonna like it. Like I said, I may even like it. It just never grabbed me right away. So now that I'm forced to watch it, I'll have to go more into it. You know,
Grabbed you by the horns.
the horns.
The horn.
The teeth grab you by the fangs.
There we go. The fangs. That makes
By
more
the
sense.
Grab you by the bat wings.
Grab you by the balls. Okay. Good night, everybody. Have a great life.
Have a good life, everybody. Bye bye.